Hey, we're into a rut. We're into a chapter where there's a rut. A rut. Something dividing. Something in between. Something concave. A rut. I'm stuck. I can't move. So if this was time and this was a rut, what would happen is this rut would lower all the way down, and then the world would turn one more notch and it would go up and the world would lock in for that 1 minute. Call it the Jetson sprocket system. I'm in a rut because what I'm working on right now is all about September, all about all the months. I've been going over and over and writing months with colors and numbers and horses, pool balls and planets. Oh my God, it was the first month, January. J, number 10, 10th letter, 1 plus 0, 1. February. Wow. You know, the other thing about January is listen to this. January, okay, and everything that represents 1, okay, 1, 10, 19, 28 equals to 62. And there's 62 days between January and October because the 10th month in October is 1 plus 0 equals a single digit. 1 next to 1 looks like 11, or 1 and 1 is 2. So they put a U around it, a U around this one, a U around this one. They put the U's together, call it the W, created the B of the double D of the system matrix, man sixth, 4 angle connect to the 7th gate in the 5th position of the ace hole spirit of beta 2, passage 5 of the 9 birth of man, always connected to the 1 spirit. Everything is pretty much simply said. So right now what I'm working on is the birth egg is July and August, the 7th and 8th month. You can also get 7 and 8 in the cards, okay? 7 and 8, the 7 actually can be lost inside the 8 if it was drawn over each other. But on the dice, you cannot get a 7 and an 8, and it's 2 dice expression. So in order, since you can't get a 7 and an 8, on any of the dice is because the dice only goes up to 6. So you have to use the 2 dice to get the 7. So you would have a 2 and a 5, or a 1 and a 6, or a 3 and a 4. And to get the 8, you would have 4 and 4, 5 and 3, 6 and 2 to get the 8. So that's a combination. So it's a combination heaven. Hallelujah. Figured it out, right? We're in a combination heaven. Full of numbers all over the place. They look like shapes, but they're numbers. But they look like shapes. Because you see, for you, this shape, and for somebody out in the other side of the world, that shape don't mean the same thing to him that it means to you. So for whatever you think you know, we actually don't know what we think we know. Because what others see, what we know, they see it differently. So if they would tell us all about it, we would say, no, we didn't know. We didn't know it their way, like they don't see it and understand it our way. The same thing for January, October, November, February, and March and December. So listen, Jesus is March and December, right? Well, March and December go together because December is the 12th month, 1 and 2 is 3. March is the 3rd month, 3, 3. Command and create, we get Easter. The 45th day of the year, Happy Valentine's Day, is for the 4 and the 5. Because when the 4 angel falls into the 5, right, you'll lose the 4 angel. It connects the same thing when the 6 falls into the 5, okay? And what happens is when 4 falls into the 5, 6 falls in too because there is no 6. The 6 is actually another 4. But actually, the 4 can be another 6. In this world, it's 6. In that world, it's 4. But when it goes into the whole to meet, you're both the same. You both be the average 5, the average Joe, the average Jack. J-O. Anyways, coming here from there and going absolutely nowhere. So what am I going to say to you? I don't know. So in the dice, I was showing you the 2 dice that it would take like a 1 spirit with the 5 pass in the center to be able to connect, because everybody knows the ace, right, connects to the 5 card, right? You see the center dot of the ace goes right into the 5, you lose the ace. That's what it's all about. So the same thing with the months. And the funny thing about the months is you go from January, okay? In fact, excuse me, you eliminate January, February, March. Eliminate that. You start in December, or excuse me, you start in October, you jump over, you re-begin in April, okay? 30 days as September, April, June, and November. So 30 days as of April, 30 days as of April, okay? Means it's the 30 days as since April, September 30th, since April is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 months. So what happens in that 6 months? It's pretty much confusing to me. Anyways, we might get back to that. The other thing I want to tell you is that if we add up, right, October, November, December, January, February, March, according to the month, according to the month numbers, according like October is the 10th month, we get a total of 39, which means perfection, means 10. 10 is regarded as 10 for 10, perfection. You know what I'm saying? 10 up, 10 down. How many innings you pitch? 10 up, 10 down. 3 innings. So then anyways, we have the other case scenario is over here. Okay, listen to this. January, February, March, and then October, November, December, but signaling October as 1, November is 2, December is 3, so you would go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 equals 6, right? 6 and 6 is 12, because 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. Then you go 4, 5, 6 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So we're always talking about the month of June. It always shows us that we talk about the month of June, okay? Just like the difference on your telephone or one of your old keypads, 1 over and below 7 is a difference of 6. 2 over and below 8 is a difference of 6. 3 over and below 9 is a difference of 6. Now 7 in between 9, 8 between 9 and 7 is 1 to the right and 1 to the left. But 7 to 9 is 2. Now on your keyboard from 1 to 9 on a cross pattern is 8. But actually in between is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's only 6 between 1 and 9. Listen, between 1 and 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 7. That's why it's 7 of 9. Because it's between. Where was that question over here? Yes, between 1 and 9. Now, if you're including 1, right, as something, okay, you would have 8. Between 1 and 9 is 7. But from 1, okay, not including 9, or from 1 to 9, okay, from 1 to 9, including or not including the 9. They just play with all these numbers. Okay, so let me get back to this. Okay, let me see if I can get this done. 30 days as September. So they're taking a month, okay, which is a 3-month, 30 creation, 3x. They're taking a month, okay, 30 days, okay, and in a month of 31 days, what happens to the 31st day is that the 31st day, okay, and then it restarts over on the first day of the month. There's a 1, 31st, it ends in a ST, it's a 1, and you begin on the 1st, okay? It was the last day, which is the first day connecting to the next day on the 1st of every single month. 31st connects to 1, 1 and 1 together is 11, or, okay, or it's 1 and 1 is 2. Now listen to this, okay? May, June, okay, July, August, okay, July, August, the 7th and the 8th month, okay, the 7th and the 8th month are the only 2 months, okay, in which the 7th month, okay, is the gates and the 8th month is the heaven. Together, 7 and 8 create 15. 1 and 5 is the one spirit passage in the 5 position. 1 plus 5 is 6. Okay, 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5 equals 11. Okay, now why I did that is because July and August both have 31 days back to back. Okay, which means 31 connects to 1 in July and 31 connects to 1 in September. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, January, okay, the only other one that does that is December and January. Those are the only 4 months a year. So that would be the 12th or the 3rd, and this would be the 1st January, and this would be the 7th and the 8th. So if we do the number count for all of this, we would get 15 plus 13 equals 28, or we'd get 15 plus 4 equals 19. Now listen to the result of this. Now the answer to adding up these numbers of months, okay, is the 15, which would be July and August, connected with December and January, equals to the number 28, or in short count, Einstein. Okay, in the longer count, 28 also means the TH heaven, time heaven. There's a couple of heavens that are connected. There's the I heaven, there's the time heaven. I mean, because did you ever see what a U really looks like? Here's what a U looks like. This is a U. It's showing you. It's a connected I. The I is connected to I. Connected down here to the bottom negative, okay? Everything is connects and hoses and all kinds of stuff. So anyways, not to get mixed up or lost or anything, because I'm already pretty much damn lost altogether. So what I'm going to say next is now if I use December instead of the 12th month, but use December as the 1 plus 2, 12 equals 3, which would be 3, plus January is 1, which would be 4, which would mean the delta angel connecting the last corner, December and January, 10 and 4th letter, 14, means passage. Wow, the DJ letter, the DJ is the pass. DJ pass. 4 and 10 equals 14. That's also 2014. So we have 4 months that does that, and it totals to 100 and how many days a year? It totals to 124 days. No, yeah, 124 days. So now the other way, when I was telling you about December, counting it as 3 is 1 and 2 is 3, plus January is 4, plus July is 7 is 11, plus August is 1, plus August is 8, the 8th month, okay, makes it 19. It makes it the spirit of time heaven. That's what it gives me as a result. Now, I'm telling you one thing. If these results are true, then we can predict the future. You just have to know how it worked in the past. Okay? The future is coming so quick. In fact, with every breath you take and every thought you have, by the time you have finished with the thoughts from the word of mouth onto ye yonder, another proposed future has come into the present. I have spoken, and it is past. It is gone and gone forever. Although you can remember how the future came, how it actually did come, and where actually it did go, is only vivid in one's mind and imagination, if that's the only way to speak about the oncoming. That's an oncoming. Anything that is oncoming is an oncoming disaster. You haven't given it a name. It is oncoming. Oh my God, what is it? It is on and it is coming. The roasters and the chickens are getting off the broilers right now. The cattle, they're getting out of the fields. The cattle have gone on strike. I have seen it. It says on the side of the cow, GM, my friend, I cannot eat the grass you grow for me because the grass you grow smells like shit. That's what the cows are saying. The grass that GM grows smells like shit. Now, it's a cow. He lives in shit. He lives in shit in the field upon a pasture which was fertilized with cow manure. But this time, what he ate, there was something wrong in what the cow ate. In fact, GM Foods has made the cow so sick, the cow can no longer jump over the moon. Man has lost his crutch. Man's cane is no longer able. It will and it has becometh of the night, the eve. The day cometh of all man, sad man and all man and ad man. The sad man of all men is coming. Do not look for Christ. Do not look for the house of David to be fixed as of yet. Let us fix the world. It's coming. We were promised help. Well, we're not really in trouble yet. We're just starving. So that's just the beginning. It's when they take away your right to starve by yourself. When they want to protect you, when you want no protection. And you know where it all started? It all started with abortion. You're not really killing anybody, okay? It was a way of taking away, the beginning of taking away somebody's rights. Who knows what's right? How can a judge sit and judge upon something he cannot, and no doctor and no one can possibly know? It is a fetus. It has no mind of its own. Although God won't be happy, okay, about it, because God was expecting that child to come out and he was preparing everything for that child's life, and you stopped it. But that child has no feelings, okay? Maybe the embryo may have had a feeling, but that child has no feelings, okay? But he knows at some point there was a total recall. So right there, they took away our rights. What we could and we can't. We started smoking a little bit of weed. Yeah. Lift a marble off the center of our head to relax. No, they said that was illegal. Drink beer. 900 million traffic accidents over beer. How many deaths according to smoking marijuana on the road last year compared to all other deaths complete in all categories? Less than less. In fact, you have a better chance of getting cancer, okay, than getting screwed up from weed. You think you're going to get screwed up from a plant that comes from the ground? You see, listen to the way it works. It's pretty much like this. It comes from the ground. So the first person who's going to do it, right, it's going to be pure. So he'll know how strong it is. He won't have to do a lot. But you pushed it on us and mixed it all up and forced us to sell it and cut it up because it became so expensive, because it's all illegal, but it's good for you. But it's not good the way you're taking it. If you eat 8 pounds of steak a day, you're screwed up. Well, if you overdo your drugs, you're screwed up. It's the same thing. I mean, I don't think I can drive my car if I had 8 pounds of steak. I wouldn't even want to leave the parking lot for a month. Not until my bowels have moved at least a half a dozen times. Holy crap, how much toilet paper would I end up going through on 8 pounds of beef over one joint? You have a choice. Eat 8 pounds of meat to get stoned or one joint. Why in the world would you want to get in your car all stoned and going out? But when you're drinking alcohol, you got to keep the buzz up, so you smoke the joint. They don't want you to be able to lift your mind and see a higher spirit, so they delegated it. They called it fiction. They had to put a name on it. It was different. It wasn't real. Look in your dictionary. Everything MrTacpans says is not real, because it's in the fiction category. But what they don't know is MrTacpans. From the heavens down, upside down, MrTacpans. is real. He's more than real. He's what everything is connected all about. When it comes to the end, you'll see this man, this gentleman, turning around and turning around his Rubik's Cube and trying to put all the gems back into their place until the one is chosen, the one who will be chosen to be chosen, the Messiah, the one coming from where? Where is he coming from? Mustn't he not be born? From here cometh the earth? No, he should be a man that's no more here and no more there. He should be somewhat, not a crazy man, not a perfect man, but a man who can actually see the difference between the good and evil in every single situation based on, guess what? God's normality. The normality of this world is the in between. There is no actual right and wrong. It all depends where the in between is. And in the creation world, in between allows for no death. Everything that passes for zero is a life. Whatever death is, it has a tail on it, like the 6 and the 9. They both have tails. It's not like the sea whale. Well, don't you ever look at the 5? Well, sometimes they design the 5 as 2 letter C's backwards, just like the S. Sometimes they use an L and a little C. They connect the 2 together. It's sort of like a hidden secret. Because C is 3 and L is 12, it actually says March. 5, okay, it actually says 12, C equals 3. Yeah, you see the L and then the C? C is the 3rd letter, L is the 12th letter. 1 and 2 is 3, C is 3. Okay, that means we got the passage. 3, 5, passage, 5, 3. Same thing I've been talking about for the last year and a half. Oh, I'm so sure of everything. Oh, it's so crazy. How everything one day is going to come to be, no one's looking, eh? Come to be true. Yeah. Everything I've been talking about. I didn't want to share this with anybody before. But you know what? We can let the word out. My word is truth. It's all true. Everything I said since day one, even with all my mistakes, I made it true. They're all true. They might seem like mistakes because I couldn't explain them the way they're supposed to be, but one day when you actually can see the difference of where I made the mistake, you'll see it as truth. Well, you'll see it as your truth. Your truth is good enough for me. My truth really doesn't matter. If you see that there is truth within what I see, that is just fantastic. It's a good thing no one's coming around, right? There's no one coming. 30 days as September. 30 days, 9th month, 39, means perfection. It means a birth. A birth again from, okay, listen to this. I just figured out something that even my parents don't know. And I wasn't even here. In fact, there's probably a lot of people that should know, but actually maybe just don't know. But here's how it goes. You see, I'm born in the 10th month. But what's funny about that is most of the month is after I was born. I was born within the first 5 days. Very lucky, I was born on the 4th day. And we all know 4 is the first number after the duplicating of December, January, February, and March. 4 is the 4th month, it's April. So I was born not in April, but I was born on October 4th. But April is the 4th month, and I was born in the 4th. So they represent the same thing. Now, April is the 4th month, and October is the letter O, 15th letter. It stands for I. Singularity, I standing for I in the 10th month, 1 plus 1. Are you mixed up? Don't worry, I'll unmix it, I think. Think I can unmix it? I'll try to unmix it. Well, you know, I started to write a book. Wasn't sure if it was going to be a book. But what would I know anyways? I'm just reading off the page in front of me. I'm just telling, saying the things The paper, well, the paper's not telling me to say anything. I'm reading off the paper, and what I read that gets into my mind says, read it like it is. But what is? Because if you put a dot on top of it, and you know what I'm starting to think, eh? I'm really, really thinking about this because it's really bugging my rear end now. Think of this. The black dot. The dot you put in every phrase. The dot you put on top of the I. The dot you put on the small j. Okay? The dot you put on the small j. Okay? And what it is the dot, the value. I'm consuming and thinking the value of that dot might just be 8. You know why? Because when you stand the stick alone, one stick, it looks like a stick. It looks like the 1. When you put that black dot on top of it, it looks like the I. So therefore that 1 would be a 1, the dot would be an 8, the I is the 9th letter. We've now dotted the I. Not only that, it's the one spirit. Okay, it's the one spirit. Now the jack, okay, now listen to this, the small jack, which is the 10th letter that we also dot, okay, is one number next to the I. So there's a dot on top of that J. We'll call that 8. And then the rest of the letter we'll call 2. We called the first one a line 1. The J became a value of 2. And therefore what you have is, what am I talking about here? What am I talking about here? Yes, the dot, the value of a dot. And don't forget, when there's a degrees, there's a circle, and it's like 280 degrees northwest. So where did I get to? Where have I left off? 30 days as September, April, June, and November. Well, in cards 4 to 9 from April to September are shown in the cards. November is not in there, okay? January, February, March are not included in the card numbers between 4 and 9. 10 is a combination of everything. We do not use it. We're not using combinations. We're using explanations for right now. Is that all right with you? It is? It is all right? Whoa. Whoa. I'm having a smoke. I didn't know somebody would agree with me. You're not agreeing. You're asking me what time and when this is over, when class is over. Well, you did agree that you did want time, right? And I did give you time, and that was cool, right? Cool. It's not all perfect. I'm ending it now. What happens is normally 2, 4, 6, 8 are all even months, right? Now, what happens with August, okay, is like I told you before, July and August create the egg. July is the gate. August, the 8th month, is the heavens. You connect the gates to the heavens in the months of 31 days. But you connect the birth of September, okay, to 2, 4, 6, 8 even numbered days. The other ones were odd numbered days. This is an even numbered day. Now I'm going to try and explain it again. Oh, you don't want me to? You do want me to? You want me to start over from the beginning? Right at the beginning? You want me to start from right at the beginning? Okay, give me a second. All right, okay. At the very beginning, there was space. It was kind of cold out there until the Creator put on his mask and took out his first pick and started picking at space until all of a sudden his pick hit a piece of earth that had metal, and he saw a spark, and he didn't know that it was frozen around him, and he was frozen now in a cylinder in space. And when that spark blew out, the gases that were trapped that came out of the ice exploded the ice, and left a huge amount of space for God. It didn't matter. God disintegrated because he's a singular molecular DNA and he can come back together as long as he's got his mind, he's got everything. And he created the biggest hole in space anyone has ever seen. And from that time on, they created the planet, world, Earth. Also a representation of the ear, the heart, for the time heaven, of the spirit time, of the time of man, that man's time we are in right now. Yeah, baby. So like I said about marijuana, my friends, if I had to be the Prime Minister of Canada, in fact, if I had to take over the whole world and run the whole world, first thing is you can smoke as much marijuana as you want. If you want to screw up your own life by losing the knowledge of what you're able to do, what you should do, and what you shouldn't do, based on because your logic will soon dissipate since you overdo something and we all become addictive, and then our balance becomes unbalanced. You think? No way. Man gets screwed up? No way. Where'd they say that man's got screwed up? That's not possible. Man can never be screwed up. Screwed on, maybe, but not screwed up. How can you be screwed up? We're made of the spirit, and we're made of the soul. There ain't no screws left, my friends. We're connected at the bottom of our feet with screws, and to the top of our head with one screw. We are screwed in, we are screwed up, we are screwed on, we are burnt for life. Till death do us part. Have you ever heard anything so beautiful? Oh my God, till death do us part. You know when the freedom comes. They know, they tell you right away. Your freedom comes when death does you part. Holy fuck. Death has a part in my next life. Till death do you apart. Wow. Separating from 7, 8, 9. Do you know why 7, 8, 9? You don't know why and how 7, 8, 9. It's pretty simple. Because like I said, from 1 to 9, the in-between is 7. Eating up 9, which is connected to 1. Backdooring the deuce connected to 5 and 9 birth into the 6 man of creation. 3? Hold on a second. I think there's a MrTacpans imposter because this video sucks. You know that? I want to build the house of David. And hold on a second. The phone is ringing. What? They want me to build the house of the Allah God. Wait. Hold on a second. The Romans are calling. They're sorry what they did to the Greeks, and they want a house to be built in the name of the Romans on behalf of the Greeks, using the money from the Knights Templar, were they saying, or the bankers? Yes. And what? And we have to tie a ribbon all around the world, inside of our mind, not spending any money. We have to know you must go somewhere and take part in these groups, these goodness groups, these groups that will save the earth. You must put your name there. You must know what's going on in this world. You may not think you can do a lot, but there's a lot of yous that don't think that. And guess what? If I told all 6 billion people to meet me in the middle of the street, I think the other million that are against us will, what do you think, turn around? What do you think? Don't forget, it might be 100 million people versus 6 billion people. So if you think we don't have the manpower to stand up for our rights, we certainly do. But guess what? We'll be in trouble before that ever begins. Just a thought or the words I speak may get me in trouble just for saying something so stupid. So stupid. All you want to do is stand up in the name of liberty. That's all you want to do. Liberty doesn't fight. Liberty is freedom. It need not to fight. In all of hand of liberty means you stay up for all in hand of liberty. But liberty does not need to fight. Okay. Does anybody want to know why the independence liberty must fight everybody all the time? The independence liberty, okay, um, that we have needs to fight because um, it seems like no one's doing it the way it actually should be done. And we know the best. And because we have all the money in the world, we can do anything we want and find a reason. We sort of turned it into can't believe it, turned it into a goddamn game. These people turned it into a game because they know they're protected. They own the banks and they own the soldiers. So they're protected. Whoa. Imagine one bad soldier gets out there and finds the truth, and he turns all the armies around. And now what do we do with all the president's men? How many men would they be up front? A couple of hundred left over? What do you do with them? Well, you make sure they don't infiltrate the businesses. Okay? In fact, you put them on an island, you give them everything they want for the rest of their life, but they can never come off the island. They don't have to work for the rest of their life. We'll give them room and board, everything they want. We'll change their pillows, but don't get involved in life. They cost us too much. How many people can it be? Let's say there's 100,000, not even, let's say there's 20,000 bad men in the world. Can't we find an island to stick them on? I mean, they don't need anything. They don't have to take part in the whole society. There's no saving. You don't need no money. You want to eat rib steaks every night? You eat rib steaks. You want to eat Chinese food? You eat Chinese food. You get the best restaurants and whatever you want for food, and everybody sticks together. The bankers don't need any money anymore. Let them stay out of our business. We're trying to run a world over here, a society where we're united together from the love of our hearts because we have no choice. Okay, doesn't mean I like everybody, but that's the way it is, and we got to put up. So we put them on an island, and they could build their stock market there, whatever they want, and play all the games you want. But why would they want to play a game when they know it's going to destroy something else? They know once you destroy everything, the money actually does stop. The money does stop. The money stops. It has to stop. It runs out from everybody. Anyways, okay. 30 days as September, April, June, and November. April is the fourth month, 30 days, 34. 3 and 4 is 7. Okay. 3 and 9 cannot be done on 2 dice, like I just mentioned. So September cannot be done on 2 dice. April, 34, can be done on 2 dice. June, 6th month, can be done on 2 dice. April, June, but the letter J, okay, must be used 2 dice to make it. They need 2 dice to make it. Okay. April, you can use only 1 dice. September, you need 2 dice. But you can use a card in September because it's an agglomeration of stuff, you know. And oh my God, there's just so much. It just all fits together. Now the whole thing is, let's get serious for just 1 minute. Am I fiction, story, fiction, fiction, story? I am able to do whatever I did. Wherever we went in this video, kabooey. Doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? But it does matter. Because all these combinations keep explaining. Of course, if I come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but every single month means something now. And I've gone through this, so we know God exists. God created this. The computers exist. It's not if God can come out of the thin air, he can send messages out of the thin air. Okay, that's the way it is. Now you have to remember this. Okay, combination of November, okay, and February, you have only 58 days, and that's the pass of the heavens. That's all you have to know, because that's also the speed limit of Montana and Texas in certain autoroutes. Be well, Mr. TACPans 7286. I am Beta 23, Archangel of 1.